Sarnia Lambton today for Tuesday, October 28th. Good evening, I'm Marlon Gomez. The 2026 Creative County Grant Program is now open, providing a total of $75,000 in matching funds for local arts, cultural, and heritage projects across Lambton County. This program supports initiatives that strengthen the creative community and enrich quality of life for residents. Joining us today is Andrew Meyer, the General Manager of Cultural Services, to detail the program objectives and provide guidance on how Sarnia Lambton organizations can apply for this funding. Andrew, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, appreciate it. So for anyone who's not familiar with this funding, even though it's been around for a while, can you tell us what the Creative County Grant Program is about and its core mission?
Sure, yeah. So our division, Cultural Services Division, our role is to encourage cultural development in the community for economic, social, and just general community benefit. And in that sort of lens, in 2013, County Council approved a grant program, and their objective was to support organizations with different cultural activities, as you alluded to. So whether it's an arts project or a cultural project, a heritage project, with matching funding, so that they have some seed funds to spark new cultural initiatives. And the idea in the matching component was really to leverage investment by the community as well, so that it has an economic benefit. So if it's a cultural event or an arts festival, they know that these things draw people to the community, they draw spend, and so there's an economic development component to it as well. So our sort of core focus of the Creative County Committee is to encourage these cultural groups to come forward with their project ideas. And the Creative County provides the 50% funding for new initiatives. So the focus is on initiatives that, not festivals that have been recurring year after year, but perhaps something that is new and hasn't been attempted before. If it is something that has been in place for many years, that's still okay, but as long as it's a new initiative within that program. Okay. So if it's a community festival and that group wanted to try something different, then that's where Creative County could step in. Other sort of focus areas include projects like mural projects, so public art, as well as heritage recognition. So we've had groups that have applied for markers and heritage plaques and those types of things. We've had film creators who create film and documentaries and that sort of thing. Concert series. So it's a really broad range within that arts, culture, and heritage focus. And the idea is that there's matching funds available for new initiatives where the partners are bringing new ideas to the table for the Creative County Committee to consider.
And when you say, they have to have matching funding, so do they have to show up on, like, at the table, or perhaps, let's say, on the application list, who's matching that funding ahead of time?
That's right, yeah. So ideally, the organization themselves can come to the table with those matching funds. Sometimes they'll pull in additional partners to support, and sometimes they'll have a fundraising element. So they're projecting a matching component where they intend to fundraise, and part of that fundraising is Creative County's contribution as well.
Okay, and then, obviously it's important for everyone to be in the county and enjoy different events, but obviously you've heard some sort of feedback from the community, or someone has, because we continue to invest in it.
Yes.
So why is it so important for Lambton County, or what have they heard?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, the program started in 2013. So once it hit 10 years, a few years ago, we did a bit of an analysis and said, okay, this has been running for 10 years. That was the intention. We wanted to put in front of council the results so that they could decide whether they wanted to continue on with the program.
Okay.
And looking at that 10-year period, it was clear that the county had invested close to $1 million over those 10 plus years in seed funding. But what that leverage within the community was about 4 million, so 4 times that in terms of spend by organizations and their partners and grant sources that they were able to attract to support their arts, culture, and heritage programs. And that does not account for the broader economic benefit that it may have had. So, I'm thinking of at Grand Bend, there's a concert series on the beach. Well, that would have attracted hundreds, if not thousands of people who would then spend in the community. So just looking at the spend by the organizations, it multiplied 4 times, not including the economic spin-off. So looking at that sort of big picture over the 10 years, council said this is relevant to the community. It continues to be utilized, so we get 30 applications or more than 30 applications a year. So it's not as if it's waned over time. So there is still a demand, and there is still a demonstrated return on that investment. So council was keen to see it continue, and so now we're entering, I guess, our 13th year.